Rusame reader, Kurosong, and today I will be reading to you from Everlasting War by Cake. I once again reiterate the warning from Chapter 8 and Chapter 12. So, if I can't figure out what language it is through context clues, I'm saying it in English. Now, on to Chapter 15, Duel. Ukraine marched angrily through the halls, her sisters Belarus and Uzbekistan following her, as well as her brothers Finland and Kazakhstan. She was grateful the two left their kingdoms temporarily over the mention of their mother's death, but now they have much bigger things to talk about. Their eldest brother. Russia just let me know that Soviet and the Emperor of Tokugawa tried to assassinate America. Turkmenistan and Tajikistan are heading over to Britannia to talk to their king. The news that Estonia had told them continued to ring in their head. She was pissed. He could have caused them another war and quite possibly abolish Britannia as a whole. Then again, Soviet Union was supposed to be getting married to Princess Japan, the heir of Tokugawa, but since father died, that was pushed away. Yarozamiyo, Ukraine announced, stopping and turning around to face her siblings. That roughly translates to, I get it.
Вони намагаються отримати ще одне королівство для принцеси Японії, оскільки жінка ніколи не була принцесою в Токугаві, залишаючи місце спадкоємця своєму генералу чи його синові.
That roughly translates to, they're trying to get another kingdom for Princess Japan since a woman has never been empress in Tokugawa, leaving the heir spot to their general or his son. Why would they do that? Kazakhstan questioned, showing how almost all of them were confused. Soviet was supposed to marry her. Father went to war to distract the Bretons while Tokugawa and Prussia help. Prussia has to be getting paid then. Ukraine mentally sighed in relief, knowing her sister, Uzbekistan, understood where she was going. Now the question was whether they were right. But did Russia say anything about America? Ukraine spun around to face her sister. She was wearing a white full-length dress, which wasn't too tight but not too poofy. She wore a gold and white vest over her dress and a matching thick belt on her waist. A matching hat with fur on the rim sat on her long hair, a large feather sticking out of the top. She had red skin with a yellow symbol on her flag, right in the middle of her face.
Virolla ei ollut päivitystä.
Finland replied. That roughly translates to, Estonia had no update.
Kas Uzbek ja minä etsimme isän toimistoa. Kirgisia lukitse itsesi Vialle ja Liettualle. Bella ja Rain jäävät Venäjälle. Tämä on riskialtista.
That roughly translates to, Kaz, Uzbek, and I will be searching father's office. Kreidze, lock yourself with Via and Lithuania in the nursery. Bella and Rain, stay with Russia. This is risky. With that, Belarus and Ukraine were left alone as the rest left to do what Finland instructed them to do. So Ukraine and Belarus left too. Soviet doesn't speak English, and neither do any of the guards, so speak in English, Belarus said, walking awfully close to her sister. He probably knows we're against him. I know, Ukraine breathed out, picking up her pace. Estonia should be with him, so we shouldn't have to worry about her. Right. The two continued their fast walk in silence, Ukraine getting lightheaded as she continued. It was the thought that kept ringing in her mind, throwing her off balance and almost trying to kill her. Suddenly, two guards went running towards the courtyard, so Belarus and Ukraine immediately followed as they knew something was bad. Belarus picked up her dress and ran in front of Ukraine, Ukraine following close behind.
Ты чистое зло. Неудивительно, что отец любил тебя. Ты просто снобистская свинья.
That roughly translates to, "You are pure evil. No wonder father loved you. You're just a snobby pig." Ukraine and Belarus immediately stopped once they saw what was happening. Every guard was frozen as well, conflicted on who to help.
Будем надеяться, что твои ссоры лучше твоих оскорблений. И целоваться.
That roughly translates to, "Let's hope your fighting is better than your insults." And kissing. Soviet Union and Russia stood in the middle of the courtyard with their sabers drawn, staring daggers at each other. Both were dueling, and Ukraine and Belarus had to hold from helping Russia. On the other side of the courtyard, the rest of their siblings, who were present in the kingdom, stood, watching, minus the newborn.
Ты чертова сука. Вам никогда не предназначалось иметь родословную. Королевство предпочло бы, чтобы ты умер, чем был заключен в тюрьму, и я предпочел бы быть тем, кто прольет твою кровь.
That roughly translates to, "You fucking bitch, you were never meant to have a lineage. The kingdom would rather have you dead than imprisoned, and I'd rather be the one who sheds your blood." That statement drove Soviet over the edge, as Soviet lunged at Russia. Russia dodged him, and now the duel has commenced. Russia and Soviet attacked each other, but always dodged the moves, leaving no clear winner at all. The sound of the sabers clinging and ringing in the air, the sound of frustrated grunts accompanying it. Out of the corner of her eye, Ukraine spotted movement on the path behind Russia. A very sick-looking man stood there, total fear or sorrow present in his face. His hair was all messy, his eyes were tired, his cheekbones clearly visible. It was America, and he was most likely malnourished considering he had been asleep for a week. Bella, America dvoится. That roughly translates to, "Bella, America is watching." Belarus turned her head immediately to see America, then her eyes widened. She grabbed Ukraine's hand and pulled her through the still guards where America stood. Their siblings noticed and joined them, creating a barrier just in case Soviet decided to attack him. Kazakhstan, Finland, and Uzbekistan drew their own sabers, keeping watch intently. "You need to eat," Kyrgyzstan said, handing Estonia their little brother. "Here, eat this." She took out a wrapped-up package from her pocket and opened it, showing some prizoki in it. She handed it to America, who was now sitting down thanks to Belarus. He didn't take them, nor really acknowledge that they were for him. The woman continued to try and feed America, worry quickly settling over them more than it should have. After a few more tries, Kyrgyzstan gave up, so Ukraine decided she'd try.
Америка, будь ласка, їж це для Росії.
That roughly translates to, "America, please eat these for Russia." To her pleasure, it worked, but probably because he heard her say Russia. He slowly took a bite of the meat-filled pastry, trying to catch looks at Russia and Soviet's duel. As he did so, sadly for him, thankfully for everyone else, Ukraine and Belarus blocked his view. Once he finished, a group sigh was released, relief over America eating washing over them.
Где он? Позволь мне увидеть его. Америка.
That roughly translates to, "Where is he? Let me see him. America." Russia quickly maneuvered around his sisters and hugged America, not caring about the blood on his uniform or the saber he still held. Latvia took the saber, and his siblings surrounded him, choosing to ignore their dead brother. Ukraine stole a look at it. She immediately regretted it, forgetting she hates blood. At least now, America and Russia are safe. "He kissed him. That's what he meant," Belarus muttered, leaning over to Ukraine. "I'll announce the duel tomorrow morning." "I'm glad you both are okay, but let's get you to Russ's room and get you food, water, and sleep," Kazakhstan said, moving out of the way. Russia broke from the centuries-long hug and stood up, bringing America up with him. Ukraine watched her siblings light up slightly, knowing that Russia had found someone he loved. Ukraine couldn't help but be proud of her little brother, considering he just put his life on the line for his. Mitsno drame yoho, Ukraine said to Russia, patting his back. That roughly translates to hold him tight.
Він буде любити вас, поки ви не перестанете його любити. Поводя з ним правильно.
That roughly translates to he will love you till you stop loving him. Treat him right. And that's the end of this chapter. This chapter also taught me that my TTS does not support Belarusian. I mean, I kind of already knew that, but, I was able to go to different sources, and I ran out of sources to go to. So, English Belarusian for the rest of the day and this month, I guess. That being said, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. Anyway, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.